Did you see this post? What's up with Abba using for? Oh, bro, listen, okay. Canadians just hate Indians, okay? Indians in Canada, it's like, imagine how bad you are if you're like an Asian male in the United States. Indians in Canada, it's like 10 times worse. Whew. I saw that post on the subreddit, and then I went to watch the video, and I'm like, I wonder how bad the video is. Whoo-wee! God damn! That was some... We're getting into, like, not professional, but, like, high ladder tier racism. My God. Jesus. Are you really going to let me watch the video myself? Well, I don't want to watch a video just shitting on Abba, because I feel like people just think I'm mad at him or whatever. Abba seems to be uniquely prejudiced against Indians. Everybody in Canada that spends any amount of time online, or depending on where you live, it's just, I think maybe because Canada is such like a cucked society, because they're not allowed to be racist in their free time. When the Indians showed up, they found a way to pour all of their racist buildup. It's a wild video. God damn. Okay. Anyway, all right. Indians just get hate everywhere in the West. I think I've heard about a lot of Indian hate in the UK and in Canada. In the US, not to disparage any Indian or to take away from your lived experiences, but I truly don't think in the United States Indians get anywhere near as much shit as they get in Canada. But maybe it's just the spaces I've been in. In Canada, they like, it's, I don't know, man. It feels to me like in the United States, if a racist could push a button and get rid of a lot of the Indians, maybe they would. In Canada, if a Nazi had the ability to push a button to kill every Jew in the world, but one of the Jews came up and said, there's a 10% chance that if you leave us in power, we'll get rid of all the Indians, the Nazi would not push the button. He would say, you know what? That's a chance I'm willing to take. Go, Jew man. Go, delete Indian Stein, all right? I trust you to take care of them. But... oh, Pakistanis got a lot of hate in the UK as well. Which is crazy, too, because there are so many Pakistanis. And apparently there are a lot of them in the UK. I don't know if I've ever seen somebody from Pakistan in the US, like, ever. And it's a huge country. I feel like when because I think Dan... no, I knew the population when Dan asked, because we looked at it before. But, like, in my mind, Pakistan is coded as, like, a 15 to 20 million population country to me. That's what I feel like, probably 20 million population. Pakistan is like 300, I don't know if it's quite 300 million, or is it 250? 250 million people. What the fuck? What? Like, there's a ton of people over there. How? What's going on? India has a lot of people? Yeah, there's like 100 million plus in India. Was the original civilization? I thought that was Africa. There's definitely a ton of Indians in Canada, but I've never found it problematic. Yeah, I don't know. I need to go to some of these Indian heavy spots. Bro, when Abba jumped in that cab and he was just straight out using like a horrible Indian accent, I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Damn, we just go in on them Indians. Jesus. Jesus. You gotta show us the video? No, it's just, we're not watching this, but.
People are like a Punjab or
process.
It's my experience because I'm from Bangladesh.
You're from Bangladesh? Okay, yeah.
So the India people are like a Punjab or, you know, the Sikh people.
Yeah. The ones with the hats and the daggers?
Yeah, sometimes they're putting head, sometimes they're not putting head.
Yeah.
Those people are very, very dirty.
Just ahead.
They're very dirty?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know you are Indian or not.
Me, darling. He said, I don't know.
Because I'm from Indian guy.
Yeah.
Indian.
Was this one where we get it? Hold on.
I don't.
Smells so bad.
Which, the guy is white guy, black guy, Indian guy.
Yeah, Indian guy. Yeah. His name Binder. Yeah.
Indian guy.
Yeah.
Indian. I don't discrimination.
Play. We are what it up.
Jesus.
Bad, huh?
Smells so bad. See, that's Indian. You know about that? Smells so bad.
Which,
The racism between Indians are as bad, especially the caste system. Don't talk about that to an Indian. Okay, I don't know anything about Southeast Asian things, so it could be the case. it probably is the case that the caste system was really bad. And I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that remains bad about that to this day. However, just from the little I know of worldwide cultures, okay, or cultures around the world, every culture where the people are darker skin always simp hard for the lighter skinned variants of their people. That's just like a thing. In South Korea and in Japan and in for South American countries, for African Americans in the United States, any of the fair, lighter skinned variants of their people always seem to have it a little better. I don't know about African shit because I don't know anything about African culture. So I'm sure that with obviously India and the caste system, all that shit was bad. Was it though? No, I'm just kidding. But that's not it's not unique that only Indians feel differently about different color shades, I guess, of their people. But the problem is 50% don't assimilate into the culture. I'm an American living in Canada, and I get it. That perspective is ruining the perspective of good Indians. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I really can't say. You have to be really careful. As an American, I still believe this, and I will continue to believe this until I personally experience otherwise. As an American, you have to be really careful when you assume racial integration in other countries, because we just for whatever reason we do it so much better in America. And there could be a lot of reasons. Some we should get credit for, some we shouldn't get credit for. But just the racial integration here is just so much better. I don't know how to explain to a person that, I still don't think this has been overwritten. If I'm trying to think of the last time this happened. Where was I? I was in Nebraska or something. I think it was because I was visiting. I think it was one of the times I was visiting Nathan, and a family walked in, and they looked Asian, and then I heard them speak to the person at the counter, and they sounded like Chinese or something. And I think I've spoken about this on the stream before, and I noticed when I see an Asian person they speak, I expect them to sound like they're from LA or San Francisco. That's just what I expect to hear. And I was like, holy shit, these people are talking like they're some fucking samurai movie. What the fuck? But yeah, I don't know. We just the integration that we do in the United States with our immigrants is just really good for some reasons that are maybe deserved and some reasons that maybe we don't deserve. Yeah. Another thing that I wonder about India is people make fun of Indians for whatever, for the and all the gross stuff, whatever bullshit. But I wonder if it hurts, or if the reason why people are able to dig into India so much there is because India, it feels a bit more connected to the Western world in a way where we see more of it. Or I don't know why this is the way, but it seems like we have a stronger impression of India, of at least the very bad parts of it, from top to bottom. But it feels like for China, when you think about China, everybody thinks about just Beijing and Shanghai, and nobody really thinks about the insane amount of rural people that live in China, or the people that can't really read well or whatever. We just think of oh, China, yeah, that's the country that puts out all of the super smart people that flood our universities, and they're all living in these huge cities, and they're super smart and cutthroat businessmen or whatever. I don't know if it's because of the Great Firewall and the fact that we don't have a lot of internet communication or what, but yeah, I don't know. I've lived with a South Indian for a year. The racism between themselves is little w, although some cultural differences are hard to get through if you are forced to live with them. Wow. As an Indian, I'm always confused what to do in this environment. Combat the hate, or tell out people to be better, or just ignore racists. It's been this way since PewDiePie vs. T-Series Cringe Fest. Even Ethan Klein participated from time to time. What was T-Series? Why is that your currency? Is that the Indian currency? Every time I see it, it looks like a tornado. T-Series was an Indian soap. Okay. It honestly boils down to how much control y'all have over the internet and how much American culture is pushed to the forefront. While it's not necessarily true vice versa, a random person from Africa could probably pass a basic U.S. citizenship purely off of passive media consumption, but in America, we'll probably have to actually prepare for something like that. Bro, in America, we'd have to do 2 years of schooling to even tell you. Most Americans probably couldn't name 3 countries in Africa. I bet the average American, if you were to ask them, how many countries do you think the average American could name in Africa? My guess would be probably maybe 2 or 3, maybe. I don't think most Americans know that Egypt is in Africa, for instance. I don't think, but whatever. This guy I know joined the Air Force and ready to deploy doesn't even know what a Yemen is. True.